Hi there, Trista here. You know, I recently learned how very fortunate I am. Aside from the fact that I have a wonderful family and I'm able to stay at home with them, I work hard to be able to do that, but I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. Um, I also have, everything at my disposal to make this happen for me and for my family. Um, but I think sometimes we forget those things. Sometimes we don't always look at how fortunate we are, how lucky we are to be able to do the things we do, and to be able to have the things we have. Um, in my life, I am very thankful for that, and the realization, I guess I should say, I'm kind of sputtering over my words because there's a lot in my head right now to explain what I'm feeling and how things are going, and I haven't made a video in a couple days, and I feel bad about that, but some other things have been happening, and they're equally as exciting and equally as wonderful. If you don't know, I'm a member on the session of my church. That means I'm part of the board, and I help make decisions, and I take a lot of notes and things like that. So I was fortunate enough this week to sit in on a meeting. And like many churches, ours is struggling. But it's not a bad thing. Sometimes struggle is what we need to move forward. So our church is at a place where we're okay, but it would be nice if we were better. And I have a feeling a lot of families are like that too. So ultimately we got some good news this week, and it really hit home for me personally, especially as I've been on this personal development journey, that sometimes we spend too much time looking at what we don't have, that we don't see what's coming down the line. Or we spend too much time worrying about what's not there, that we haven't made the arrangements for when it's there. So, the story a story such as, in our lives, in my family, before I started working online, before I started making money online, there's this thought in the back of your head that this may or may not work. What are we gonna do if this doesn't work? And does this mean getting a job? Does this mean cutting off some of the extra stuff that we do? Does this mean that maybe we need to look at part-time nights and weekends work for me, so that we don't have to have the expense of my daughter going to daycare, because we wouldn't be able to do that. But we didn't let that stop us. We didn't make that the main goal in our thoughts. Our goals, my husband's goals, our family goals was not that. Our goals was I was going to stay home with our daughter, and I would be bringing in money. That was it. So we made contingencies for that plan. We didn't make contingencies for the other plan. And as soon as you move in the direction of the A plan and you no longer have that B plan, there's no other option. I've recently heard a lot of comments about getting rid of your B plan and things like that, and there's always this back part of your mind, this realistic part of your mind, especially as a parent, and you're going, I have to have that plan B. I have a family. I have to take care of my children. And I don't discredit that. And that's where I was for a while, and it kind of held me back. What relieving or removing your plan B really means is that you're not going to give yourself an option to fail. Failure isn't the option. There is no failure. There is only moving forward. My husband loves the movie, what is it? Now I can't think of it. But in it, and someone can comment below and remind me, and I'm sure as soon as I cut off this video, I'll remember it. But, Meet the Robinsons. He loves Meet the Robinsons. And in it, the boy who grew up, and so you see him as a boy and as an adult, and, those people who are very, very into all that time-space continuum thing, there's ripping the space, whatever. But in it, he, the man, the person that this boy becomes, his thing is to keep moving forward. That's his motto. The entire town he built around keep moving forward. When they say their greetings, keep moving forward. And that is something that was always in my head, because obviously my husband loves the movie enough that I know all these parts to this cartoon. But the other thing is that it's very momentum building. You know, it's very strength based. There's no option for failure. There is no behind you. There's only in front of you. So if you're going to keep moving forward, you have no other choice. You know, it's like when you get into the lane on the highway, and you have that crazy person who thinks they're going to back up down the road to get to the on-ramp or off-ramp that they forgot about. That's not the way it works. You're on the road. You keep moving forward. And when you look at starting a business, whether it's, network marketing, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether it's, the business down the street, a mom and pop store, of actual brick and mortar business, those things require commitment, just like a relationship, just like anything else in your life. And if you don't keep moving forward, keep moving towards growth, keep moving in the direction of development, you're not going to see the end result that you want. You're not going to have those things that you want. So if your goal is big enough, if your desire is there, and you know what you want, there's no reason not to keep moving forward. So that was a little off topic, but ultimately what we need to remember is that when we have our eyes on the good things keep coming. I know there's a, law of attraction or anything like that, but the reality is that if you keep contingency plans and keep planning for these horrible things, that's the only things you're ever going to see. It's okay to have a backup. It's okay. It's great. You should be having things, wills, safety deposits, or savings accounts, or all of those things, insurance. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying that the contingency plans that you keep going over and mulling over in your head, those aren't okay. You can't have that, well, if this doesn't work, then I'm just going to go do whatever it is. That's not going to make things happen. You're thinking you're going to be smart and realistic and mature about all of this, but the reality is that if you can't put your head and your heart and your passion into what you're doing to the point that there's nothing else, there will be something else. It won't work. So in that respect, I want to end today my short, brief video on the thoughts of planning for the positive. If you want to make a boatload of money, then plan for it. How much money are you allowed in your savings account, in your checking account? What are you going to do when it exceeds this amount of money? What happens when that's covered? What bills will you pay first? I wrote a blog post about how my husband and I have been steadily paying off debt, even before I started making money online, and the joy of it is to see it go down. So whether you're earning an income online or not, whether you're earning additional money or not, you need to plan for that extra money. You need to plan for these extra things in your lives. If you want to go on a vacation, start planning it. Don't wait until you have the money, because it's never going to happen. I'm off tangent again because I get so passionate about this concept, and it's really helped move mountains for us. We wouldn't be where we are today if we planned for all of the horrible things. We wouldn't be where we are today if we hadn't planned for where we want it to be. And on that, I'm going to close this off because my short videos turn into a long rant, but ultimately you need to plan for your future. I want you to sit down and think about that, and if you're really, really serious about that, I'd love to help you. I'm offering a free video on all of my personal goals and how I've developed them, and if you click the link below, add your email address, and get started today, I'll send you that link. I'll send you the information on how to make these things happen. How to create goal plans for yourself that move mountains. The goal is not to stay stagnant. The goal is not to keep going how you are. The goal is to move beyond yourself, move beyond what you thought possible, and keep moving forward.